going on, YouTube world and YouTube tribe? Welcome back to LilBigMan Gaming, bringing you that review for Morbius. This movie, I like to say, well, in my opinion, because I know before this movie came out, there was like a recent thing that was saying that this movie was this movie was that, this movie don't have this connection, and this movie is not good. In my opinion, and I'm going to get to why I said this in a minute, but I just want to let you know, starting off before we get into this, no, everything that came out in those articles that were saying this movie wasn't good, and this movie didn't have this and that connection was false. In a way, we did get some answers about what's connection, about the connections, but we didn't get a whole 100%. I repeated myself because I was trying to figure out how to phrase that without spoiling something. So it was like we didn't get it 100%ly. I said we got it like 80 to 90%ly, but we didn't get the full picture. So there's stuff that still needs to be answered. But let's get to why we're here. And you know how I like to do. I like to give you a synopsis first before I break it down. Dangerous. I almost got tongue tied there. Hold on. Dangerously ill with rare blood disorder and determined to save others from the same fate. Dr. Mike, I was about to say Dr. Michael, but it says Dr. Morbius attempts a desperate gamble. While at first it seems to be a radical success, a darkness inside of him is soon unleashed. So, this movie, it got me at first. This movie did what you would call a cliche. Start at a certain point, then we got to rewind to show you how we got to this point. But it does it in a clever way where it's not, is they doing that cliche, but it's not 100% that cliche. Because like I would say that they start at one point, and the point they start off with we seen in the trailers, and then they rewind it back 25 years later to show you what led to this. But that's like the uniqueness on it. They go 25 years later, and then they go back to the present, and you find out what point in the present they come back to. We get introduced to, in that beginning, you get introduced, of course, to Michael Morbius. You get introduced to his surrogate adoptive brother, because his brother is like a person he was stuck in the hospital with, and they was orphaned. They didn't really have no parents, so you get to introduce to which his name is Lucian Crom. I think his name was Lucian, or as Michael renamed him, Milo. You got introduced to, like, I think he was like Morbius's surrogate, like he was like his surrogate father to them all. Oh man, I forget. It's not telling me what his name is. I might have to go. Oh, okay. It just he was Morbius, like doctor slash caretaker slash mentor. He got a whole. He was the person who basically mentored him and realized Morbius had this gift, and it's this gift. They sold this gift in the beginning too. How something happens, and Michael, he calls for help, and then it's like nobody's coming, so he has to figure out how to do it himself, and he ends up doing this and saving somebody's life. And they're like, wait a minute, it took scientists, it took people the geniuses of minds and millions of dollars to fix this, and you fixed it with a coil from a pen. And he realized that Michael has a gift, and he wants him to go to New York to study, and that's when everything started becoming into place of how he got to where he is in the film, where he got all this banking and technology, and he devoted his life that 25 years. He devoted his life to trying to figure out what needs to be done to cure him, Milo, and anybody else with his disease of that disease. And it is stated that the reason why this disease happened because we got a missing piece in our DNA that prevents this disease from being curable or being handled properly. And Michael figures out that missing piece could be done with splicing bat DNA, and thus this is what starts his journey into becoming the comic book character Morbius, the living vampire. Because as with these movies, there's a price for everything, right? And Morbius finds out that his journey into curing himself, which he does, as we seen in the trailers, we know he cures himself. It came at a price, and now it's this desperate struggle to figure out how to undo it and stop people from getting hurt, because he realized that he has this insatiable, almost unquenchable thirst for blood. And it's fun. It was cool that he finds out that he could survive off of synthetic blood, but then he realized that over time, and not just like over like years and years, like literally days and hours and whatnot, that he's rapidly, as when he first figured this out, from when he first figured it out to a certain point in the movie, he figures out that, hey, I'm rapidly not being able to survive off this anymore. It's like my body is slowly rejecting this to the point where synthetic blood is not going to do it no more. And then he realized that once it gets to that point, he'll need human blood, real blood. And he realized when he wants real blood, that's going to make him dangerous. I'm trying to figure out what that guy's name was. No, that's the girlfriend. Yeah, we introduced to Martine Bancroft. That's his Michael Morbius' girlfriend / love interest. She helps him. She's devoted to helping him, and she, as you saw from the trailer, she was there when the cure worked. And yeah, it boils down to this mystery of who's killing people. Is it Michael? Is it someone else? And this movie, it takes you on this wild journey. I'm trying to figure out how else I could put this. It takes you on this wild journey. Was it the best journey? No. There are two post credit scenes. There are two post credit scenes. There are two post credit scenes. Like I said, you do get an answer about the connection that Morbius. They do make references to it. Was some of the things we've seen in the trailers, did we see in the movie? No. Some things we don't get to see, but there are a connection, and there are mentions of a certain hero, a certain hero and anti-hero. The connection is a bit. You'll like it when you see it. The connections, because it's very much. It makes sense. It makes sense why this movie came out when it did. When you see when you see one of the connections. I'm trying to see. I like the visuals. I like the visual. The graphics the visuals and the CGI, all that type of stuff was crisp. It was good. The acting was good. Um, yeah, it was smooth. You know, I ain't gonna say it was bad. The acting was good. The visuals were good. I love the visuals for his powers and how they worked and stuff. The little wavy echo sonar thing he had. It was cool, man. It was cool. I liked it. It reminded me of Batman. It reminded me like Batman and uh, uh, I forgot. It's another game that there's another game where they got like the little sonar that can detect people and stuff like that. The games that use that type of stuff, it reminds me of that. Um, yeah, the acting was good. The plot was decent. I don't want to say it was the best plot, but hey, this is the first movie to set everything up. Um, the villain was predictable. The villain of this movie was predictable. That I would say for me, even though it was a good villain, well, not, yeah, it was an okay villain. I would say not good, okay, but it was predictable, and I already knew who the villain was. Even though they try to play like, ooh, was it him or was it somebody else? You know, they try to play that with you. Like, I already know who it is. I knew who it was. So when it was revealed, it was like, yeah, I already knew who it was. Because this is a story about Morbius, right? Being an anti-hero. They're going the anti-hero route for Morbius. There is a call back to his and the connection part where I connected to the other overarching movies that we've been watching. There's a callback to his to his evil villain inside, but yeah, there's the villain was predictable, which is probably like my only. Well, no, yeah, that was a negative for me. It wouldn't be my. I don't think that's my only negative. I said I think I want to say that it was like the pacing was kind of wonky at times. It didn't take me out all the way, but it was just kind of slow and then start up and then kind of slow again. But yeah, that was like the only two things I didn't like was the pacing and the predictability with the villain. Other than that though, the movie itself was good. It was it was good. Would I buy it on DVD? Yeah. Is this a good? Do I recommend you guys go to the movies to see this? Yeah, It's a good time. You won't be too. You won't be too. It's not a bad time. It's a good movie time. It's good to go. You want to go see the movies? I say go see it in the movies. It's a good movie to go see in the movies. You'll have a good time. Now, me personally, like a person who collect movies, would this be a movie that I put in my collection? Yeah, but it wouldn't be a movie that I probably watch. And like I got movies in my collection that I would like watch. I could watch every day or multiple times a day. This movie would probably be like once in a while. I can see myself buying it, but it'd only be a once in a while movie I'll watch. No, hey, I haven't watch Morbius in a minute. Let me go watch Morbius. It'd be one of those type of movies. It's a movie that I put in my collection, but I only watch every once in a while. As far as I rate this movie, I give it a 6 out of 10. Uh, yeah, no, I want to say it was 6, so I give it a 6. So I give it a 7. I give it a 6 out of 10. Big ups because it was a good movie. It wasn't. It was. It wasn't the best. It could have been better. And I only gave it a 6. I gave it a 6 because not because it had multiple things wrong with it. It could have just because it could have been better. It could have had a lot better things in it. But for what it still was good. But let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this movie, and if you enjoy Morbius, that you let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this review, you hit this button right there in the upper right corner for all of my reviews. And you enjoyed this video so much, you want to support the channel, all you got to do is hit that like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button, do all those great things. Because it lets me know you want to see more videos like this. And as always, hit any one of these videos for more of my amazing content. But don't go nowhere because I'm going to have that Raw after WrestleMania review. And I'm gonna have some more gameplay. So yeah, peace out. Maybe some more reactions too. We'll see. Peace out.